awesome, absolutely awesome.
I love it when a plan comes together. Definitely worth a look. It was well on par.
And good evening or good afternoon, everybody. It is 4:25 in the afternoon here, although it's very gloomy outside, which is why the curtains are closed. So yeah. So today is the 9th of March 2013, and I'm here to review Oz the Great and Powerful, which I went to see last night in glorious IMAX 3D. This is like a prequel, as you will, to the very world famous and classic that is The Wizard of Oz, that starred Judy Garland, of course. So this particular film, this was directed by Sam Raimi, who did the previous Spider-Man trilogy. It's got James Franco as Oz, or otherwise known as Oscar Diggs. Got Mila Kunis as Theodora, Rachel Weisz as Evanora. They both play sisters, and Michelle Williams as Glinda the Good. So the film actually opens up in a great way. Just how opens up in the same way that Wizard of Oz opened. It starts off all black and white. We see Oscar, working. He's a small time magician in Kansas, and he's not really convincing to some sense. But as the movie progresses, when he goes to Oz, to the magical land of Oz, via the tornado in a hot air balloon this time, as opposed to Dorothy in a house with Toto, her dog. This one, you have, as I say, he is transported to Oz via the tornado in his hot air balloon, and it's during that tornado sequence that he cries out that he still needs a chance to live. He hasn't proved his worth, kind of thing. He's screaming out, "Give me another chance," kind of thing. And then everything just slows to a crawl, as if time had just totally slowed down. And it's as if he's gathering his senses in some way. And then boom, he's arrived in Oz. And first person that he meets is Theodora, as I said, played by Mila Kunis. Very attractive looking witch. Doesn't actually believe that she's a witch, because he says, well, witches are supposed to have brooms. And she said, well, why would I need a broom for? And he said, well, to fly. And then you think, okay, right, no, okay, whatever. Then we meet Finley, the flying monkey, voiced by Zach Braff, who was actually also in the first it's the black and white sequence of the film. He was also playing Frank, who's Oscar's assistant. But he even says in that first moment, that you're just my monkey. You're just my trained monkey, kind of thing. And here we are in Oz, a flying monkey who is his assistant, voiced by Zach Braff. Yeah. Anyway. But as that continues, you do get small elements. I say small elements, but lots of references to the Wizard of Oz itself. We meet a lion. There's some scarecrows and tinkers as well, tinkermen as such. But then eventually Theodora takes Oz to the Emerald City. Apparently he's prophesied to be the wizard that's going to defeat the Wicked Witch and make Oz a better place, kind of thing. And he plays on that, not realizing that obviously he's not a real wizard, and he's then got to prove his worth in a sense. And it's not. I suppose that the actual full story of the film is that here's a guy who just wants to be great. He wants to be a great man. He doesn't want to just be a good man, because first part of the film, he's telling Annie, who's also played by Michelle Williams, that he doesn't want to be a good man. He wants to be a great one, and he wants to prove himself that he can be a great man. But while he's in Oz, he plays on that whole him being a king wizard kind of thing. But I think when he then meets Evanora basically says to him, you can be king, but not until you've defeated the Wicked Witch. They haven't said who the Wicked Witch is, and I'm not going to reveal who the Wicked Witch is either. But all I'm going to say is that she is disturbingly hot. Okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, dressed in her black, witch hat and her very sexy outfit. She is, even with the green skin, she is disturbingly hot. So yeah, it's all there, people. All the elements of, you know, what happens before the Wizard of Oz is all there. You get the yellow brick road, we've got the Emerald City, flying baboons as well. But yeah, I mean, like, overall, it was really fun. It was a fun movie to watch. It was very enjoyable. I really loved the visualization of Oz. I think it was captured beautifully, because I know that with the Wizard of Oz, that was also a special effects spectacle as well. So to have this film arrive, you know, almost 100 years later, like 90 odd years later or so. Am I right in saying that? 1939 was when it came out, so not even that. Yeah, so yeah, about 70 years later, rather, not 90. Because obviously Warner's did Wizard of Oz, so there are elements from Wizard of Oz that haven't been portrayed in this film. So you're not going to see the red slippers, or things like that. So there's no sort of, I didn't actually stay after the end credits, but there was no sort of indication of anyone by the name of Dorothy or a dog called Toto or anything like that. So, as I say, this is purely a sequel. It does tell you how, you know, Oscar becomes the famous wizard, how it all approaches it. Because if you remember, at the end of the Wizard of Oz, obviously they all realise, the Lion, the Scarecrow, and Tin Man, along with Dorothy, all realised that the wizard wasn't really a wizard at all, but just a man who was so good with illusions. And that is what this movie gives you. That's the insight that this movie gives you, and it really does play on that very heavily. It is amazing as well. It's brilliant how it all eventually unfolds. We've got a little China girl in this movie as well, voiced by Joey King. Now, if you don't know who she is, if you remember The Dark Knight Rises, she was the one that played the younger version of Talia al Ghul. So yeah, she voices this little China doll, and she's very brave, is all I'm going to say. For someone who's made of China, she is very, very brave and very strong. So it's good. But like I say, twists are all around in this movie. I mean, so a couple of big ones for me in particular, because throughout the film I'm trying to think, okay, this Wicked Witch, just who is she? Who exactly is a Wicked Witch? Because Evanora talks about the Wicked Witch, Theodora talks about the Wicked Witch, Glinda all three of them talk about the Wicked Witch. We eventually find out who is the Wicked Witch, and as I say, if you've watched The Wizard of Oz, and if you've also read the book, the novel Wicked, and then obviously there's a Broadway musical as well, you will obviously know who the Wicked Witch actually is, and who the other Wicked Witch is as well. So turns out that there's two Wicked Witches, one good witch. Yeah. Which one of them is the west, which one of them is the east, you'll have to just watch and find out. But yeah, I was quite blown away by it, so it was good. On a side note, alright, for Superman fans in particular, finally I got to see the Man of Steel trailer, the new Man of Steel trailer, in IMAX 3D, and did I let out a cry of joy? Yes, I flipping well did. I was like, yes! Clap me hands. Everyone looked at me, and I heard a woman behind me saying, just jumped out of your skin there. I just laughed at myself thinking, I'm not even sorry at all, to be honest. But yeah, I was very, very happy that finally got to see the Man of Steel trailer. So God, I'm looking forward to it, damn it. But obviously before all that, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Jack the Giant Slayer, Oblivion, Fast and Furious 6, Star Trek, Into Darkness, Iron Man 3, and then hitting the big time with Man of Steel. So yeah, all to come, people, all to come. A lot of movie reviews to come until Man of Steel. So look out for them. And then, as I say, go and see Oz the Great and Powerful. You will enjoy it. It is definitely good, and take your kids as well, because it's something for them to get their heads around. And also make sure they've watched The Wizard of Oz as well, because it is worth seeing either before or after this to get a good idea of how the wizard is, who he is. So yeah, fantastic, loved it, stars all round, people. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I shall see you all very soon. Bye.